Good morning, Maya Barback. Here's the plan. Just two things. Pour the concrete for the slab upstairs. Try to survive the process while my head feels like it's a bag full of spanners. Oh, and hopefully avoid the rain, which feels like it might be in the air. What could possibly go wrong? Well, the engineer confirms 10 o'clock today. One slight problem. The moment I spoke, it started raining. We'll have to see what happens. Fingers crossed. Well, while we're waiting for the big pour, they're working on the top beam and final part of the column on this front wall. 5 guys working on this. I know it only looks like one, but trust me, there are 5. So, walls going up here, and walls going up here. More work in this section on the top beam. And walls going up here. A whole host of people working on, once again, the top beam of this section. It's all about walls so far today. And just to complete the wall picture, we've got Ali and Rico working on this bit. Walls going up everywhere. Good morning, Maya Barback. Well, as you can see, it's not all about walls. We've got 3 guys, and I think somewhere over the back, the William, the lead electrician's also here, just last minute checks, making sure everything's ready to go. It's 10:30. So, given that the pour was supposed to start at 10, one of 2 things has happened. Either the Philippines has invented a process of having invisible pump trucks and ready-mix trucks, or it was 10 o'clock Philippine time. Just spoke to the engineer, and there has been a delay. We're still not sure exactly what has caused the delay or how long that delay is going to be, but it would seem likely that this is going to now mean overtime. This is actually a bigger pour than the ground floor slab. I hadn't appreciated this, but because of all the beams that they're going to be pouring, this pour will actually be closer to 50 cubic meters than the approximately 40 that was used downstairs. And it will take longer, not just because of the volume, but because they also have to vibrate as they go with this pour. So this could be a very long day. In the meantime, people are getting on with walls. We'll leave them to it for now. There's no dramatic change in the first 3 hours or so. It's just gone 11, and lunch has been called. So they've only just finished their morning break at 10:15. But the news is the ready-mix trucks are now expected to arrive at 12. So they've had to call them in early, because this will be the last chance they get. They'll have to keep working once those trucks start coming. So it's going to be a long afternoon for them, and possibly part of the evening as well. It's 12:30, so almost 12, and we have a pump truck, which is obviously just getting set up. At the moment, still no concrete. The builder has requested that basically it's what he's called a batch delivery. So the idea is that we get all of the concrete ready-mix trucks at the same time. If that were to happen, I've got to walk backwards here, he's coming closer. If that were to happen, builder says maybe they could do it in 3 hours. We shall see. I did suggest that they might want to think about putting some more lights up on top, just in case. But he seems confident. What could possibly go wrong? It's 1:15 and the first truck and the second truck have arrived. So very shortly we'll begin pouring. We will see if it can indeed be done in 3 hours, but to be safe they have put some additional lights upstairs in case we cross the roughly 5:30 threshold, at which point it gets dark. So let us begin. So we're ready to go. The first concrete of, if I've estimated it right, is about 120 tons of concrete is about to come down this spout. So I'm not sure if they're quite ready yet. We'll come back when the bell goes, which usually is the signal that they're going to start. Here it goes. He's beeped. I guess it takes a few seconds to go through the 87 miles of structure it's got to travel through. Wait for it. And they have got the vibrator up here as well. They will have to vibrate on this, or they didn't have to do that on the ground floor. Maybe it was a false beep. Well, there's a new noise. And they've almost all got wellies on, but there's still about 4 wearing flip-flops. Here we go. Oh hell, it comes out of the rate, doesn't it? Then they get smoothing it out. We'll stick with this for a few more seconds. And I think we do have the entire crew up here. And the vibrator lives. Right, we'll get out of their way. Come back in a little while. And here it is in action. So, from here, can't quite see the concrete. We'll go closer. I don't know about you, I find the whole thing quite magnificent. Truck 1, done. Truck 2, back into place. Trucks 3 and 4 have just arrived. And as I said, I think I said, you know, these are 5 cubic meter capacity, these trucks. We might, if they all come at this scale, we might need 11 of them. This is where they really do have to be careful. When they're just doing these beams and they're walking across metal beams that are, what, a foot wide? Maybe half a meter? Trying to focus on directing the hose into the right place and not falling. I tell you, rather them than me. So the 2 up there at the moment is Erwin and I think it's Nat Nat. Might be wrong. No, pretty sure it's Nat Nat up there, so good luck to both of them. And of course, Manny's up there, keeping a very close eye on things, as is the engineer, as is the electrician, as is just about everybody. There's one person downstairs and one other that's just walked away for a moment, but oh my word, they're even having to move these beams as they go. Well, somebody's doing it for them, but this is a high wire act with no safety net. And wherever they go, the vibrator is following. Next truck. So far we've had 6 arrive, and we really are, in fact this is number 7. We really are in their hands to a large extent. If they don't show, this doesn't get done. But so far they are turning up. Fingers crossed still. Well, this is the last of what I think so far is 7 trucks, and there's no more on site. It's 2:10, so they've been going a little under an hour, but no sight at the moment of the remaining, whatever it is, 3-4 trucks still to come. I'm sure a few minutes won't make any difference. So I was wrong. There's 8 trucks so far and 2 to come, and there really isn't a massive area left to do. This, sorry, take your dizzy pills. I can't turn around anymore. I'm holding onto a pole. I'll go the other way. It's
all done though. It is just this area and where I'm standing, but all of this, sorry about that, is done. We also have been trying to get some time-lapse up here. Now, it was obviously complicated by the fact that the camera couldn't stay in one place. So we have to thank our multitasking engineer, this isn't him, this is Coelito, for also being our cameraman and director, because he's been moving the camera around. So it's going to be a bit stop-start, assuming it comes out. But hopefully we have caught some of this on time-lapse. And it looks like truck number 9. So we are approaching the finishing straight. Oh, they're being summoned back up. We're going to have to get out of the way. Almost the last leg. I don't think we've quite got all the trucks here. I think there's still one shy. But the 1.5 truckloads we've got left should get us close. Won't be enough, but should get us close. And in case anyone's wondering, yep, we've taken some samples. So again, these will have to sit for 28 days before we get the results. In fact, we're still about 3 or 4 days shy of getting the results on concrete that was used for the ground floor. And this concrete is from the same supplier. So if we find out in a few more days that that was rubbish, this might be as well. Hopefully not. Done. 2:30. They finished. If memory serves, they only started at 1:25. An hour and 5 minutes for 120-ish tons or 50 cubic meters of concrete. That's got to be a world record. We're claiming that one. Guinness, look out for my letter. No waste here. Whatever's left of that concrete, they're now going to use to pour the top beam on this section of wall. We need a bigger pallet. Got some overspill. Oh, never mind. They've so far been very good at cleanup.
It's just gone 4:30. Most of the crew have headed out, but 9 of them are going to do some overtime. Really, mostly up top, just doing little bits of touch up where they need to. Maybe, I guess, might include a little bit of smoothing, but we'll get up there tomorrow. I'm going to leave it today. We'll get up there tomorrow and have a look. But what a big day. If you've made it this far in the video, then you have my gratitude. It's a long one, but I wanted to try and capture as much of that pour as we could in hopefully 3 different ways, which from what I've seen of the footage so far, it looks like we managed to get something. So, great day for us, huge day for us. It feels like another one of those days where something massive has happened and it's a good thing. What went wrong? Well, the trucks didn't turn up until 3¼ hours after they were supposed to. But that was compensated by the fact that I think the builder got quite shirty with them, and they did send almost all of them together. I mean, there were small gaps, but what he described as the batch, where they all come together instead of one and then another and then another, and there's gaps. They all came together, and that allowed the team to pour in an hour, and I think it was an hour and 5 minutes. As I said, 50 cubic meters, 120-ish tons. Obviously, that depends on the specifics of the concrete, but as a guideline, 120 tons of concrete up there right now. So fingers crossed that all the forms hold, all the monster forms, whether they're horizontal or vertical. Well, these are, I think, all horizontal. Anyway, fingers crossed that they all hold overnight, and we'll get a chance to go and have a look tomorrow morning. I think we'll call it a day here, even though the crew's up top. I don't really want to go up there and disturb them and stand on something I shouldn't. So we'll come back and check it all out tomorrow morning. Thanks for sticking with us again. See you tomorrow.